In my dreams, I am almost always someone else. Am I dreaming about past lives?
Normally when that happens, there really truly is an Akashic, something Akashic going on. Akashic is past lives. It would be that which is, Kryon says, is soul-based instead of body-based, which means that you have it when you leave. Kryon actually says it's kept on the earth, and when you come back, you pick it up and put it in your body. And yes, so if you constantly are dreaming about this, it's more than just the hero's journey that is talked about. I believe very fully that it is part of a past life experience. Now, I have actually had this kind of thing in what I will call recurring dreams. You all have aware that these things will come and go and be so familiar, and you'll be either put back in this thing. For a long time, when I was a young man, I can remember having the same dream which didn't relate to anything that I had gone through. And it was, every time it recurred, I questioned it in the morning. I went, what is that? And why is that? And in each case, I was someone else. Now, what I realize now, and we haven't even discussed that, is the someone else that I was is who I am today. So I was getting inklings of the future. But remember retrocausality, and we discussed that? It's possible that we've come in not with contracts, with predispositions of perhaps what we're going to fulfill. Those of you who dream about better lives and joy and things of this nature can be like that. It's not necessarily something in the past, but something that is a potential. The Akash is not linear. That's the other thing that Kryon has said over and over. So a past life reader, for instance, is not going to read you years and dates and lives and as much as energy that you've experienced. And that is, if you're talking about energy and retrocausality, wow, you could be reading potentials, things that partially happened last time, but those are real dreams. So I love the interpretation of dreams because a dream interpreter will tell you what it means, and it usually is a metaphoric for something very important in your life, and quite often it's quite positive. You're not doing your job. Get another question.
Well, I was contemplating whether to add something or not.
Sure, you can add something.
But dreams are fascinating, the whole subject of dreams, and Kryon has even spoken about the different layers of dreams with the biological reason and then the reorganizing the memories in the brain reason. But I also did a dental decoding program with Dr. Fabian Brotos, who talks about dreams as well, and his interpretation is that dreams, when you start looking at the clock, the dreams you have up until, I think he said it was around 3 a.m., are he described it like this, and then when you wake up in those hours, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m., those morning hours, this is a download program from the cloud to you to resolve your conflicts in life. So everyone has a different way of working with dreams, and Michelle is trained in shamanism, and shamanism is all about symbology, and that's why Michelle says don't look at dictionaries, because your own personal symbology is personal to you, and when you start a dream journal, you get your own messages to yourself. But I just found the piece of the puzzle that Fabian had was very interesting. If you start thinking of dreams having an upload program and then a download program. So who knows, if you started paying attention to that now, you may start interpreting your dreams differently.
Well, I don't think we've ever had a dream question, so that's fascinating. I like it.
Yeah. Next question is, what can we do to assist the new and clearly evolved children that would be labelled as special needs, that feel no need for verbal language?
This is tough. We're talking about autism, mostly. There's many layers of autism, and there's functional, non-functional, but the ones that I think that question addresses is a question that Kryon has discussed a little bit about. And he says that a fully autistic human being, it's almost like the linear connections in their brains are not there. And Kryon went on to say, and they are not abnormal. They are an example of where you are going. And so what he meant by that was that you speak in linear ways and they don't. They react to our linearity, and it's extremely frustrating. They don't want to put words in a row. They react to being touched. It's very, very 3D. And so you may be looking at a savant. You may be looking at the future. How to treat them, that is so... I haven't spent time with autistic, and especially the children. My heart goes out to those who have, especially if you have one. It's tough. And what Kryon has said, that they respond to love, and they respond in a way that is not just say love them. It says there is response. In other words, if you start working with care and love and these things, they come around, and actually you can learn their language eventually. The language of intuition, perhaps. The language of emotions, perhaps, that is not linear at all. How do we communicate in a non-linear way? I don't know, but I think it's coming. It's not really an answer of what to do except to love them and to work the puzzle perhaps differently. But you're looking at the difference between us and them being, we are linear and they are not. And the idea that may be the future you're looking at, it may be evolution. That may be the next consciousness step, a gradual dropping of that which is linear so that we can start working with the multidimensional brains that we have.
I think that's a beautiful answer, love. And when you look at a human as though they are whole, instead of us looking at someone who is broken, there is no broken in any human. And that's what I think your whole essence of your answer was.
Well, when I talk to the parents, too, and I say, when is it peaceful for you? When is there no problems? When are the frustrations at the lowest? And almost all of them have said, late at night, not when we're sleeping, but when we are just looking at one another and we're quiet. And I say, well, there maybe way to start there and see if we can learn from them.